So I'm seeing a rise in belief in numerology. Do you believe in numerology?
You are seeing the rise in numerology. I see a decline in numerology. There was a time when the human race was bent on numerology. Then it took a sudden dip because empirical sciences became fashionable. Now there is a little bit of revival in the old traditional knowledge of India, and numerology is one of that. India is the father of numbers. Whether I believe in numerology or not is inconsequential. Numbers are a reality. Numbers are a reality of life. So it doesn't matter whether somebody believes in it or not. So numerology is a science. It doesn't matter whether I believe in it or not.
Okay, so I see many parents to be are ready to go for cesareans because they want their child to be born on a particular date and a particular time. So are we playing with the actual destiny of the child?
No, the parents have been given that intellect by the universe. So it is also destined that that child will have such a parent who will manipulate the birth date. So that's also destiny. So why are you saying we are manipulating?
So is that good for the child?
Good and bad are very subjective matters. I never talk about good and bad. I only talk about cause and effect. So there is a cause and there is an effect. If a child is supposed to be born on a particular day, and if his natural birth would have taken him to some other day, then that child is given parents by the universe who will make sure that that child is born by cesarean on that particular day. That is his karmic pattern.
Okay, so we are actually not playing with the future of the child.
That doesn't give you the right to give yourself the excuse to do all the nonsense that you do in the life. You know, people very convenient say, oh, destiny mein tha, isliye maine aise kiya. You will do the wrong and you will say, oh, destiny mein tha. So, it's a misuse of the concept.
Okay, another thing which I have noticed is people are ready to change the spelling of their names so that it suits their numerology.
Fine. So, all sciences are existing in the world. But all sciences are not practiced by the scientist as accurately as it should be practiced. Yeah? Say, take a science which is commonly known by all of us. Medical science. Take one branch of the medical science, cardiology. Take one aspect of cardiology, bypass operation. There are so many practitioners of the bypass operation. Some of them do it out of necessity and some of them do it out of business. जरूरत नहीं है फिर भी bypass किया क्योंकि उससे मैं पैसा बनाता हूँ. होता है? ठीक है? So either I am honest to my profession or I am dishonest. Again, human nature. The person who is honestly doing the bypass surgery may be extremely knowledgeable, may be medium knowledgeable, may be hopeless in knowledge. पर वो करता है. Can you say bypass is a hopeless technology? Can you say bypass is a bad science? No. The scientist can be bad. The practitioner can be bad. His knowledge can be inadequate. His skill can be inadequate. But the science exists in its correctness and accuracy. Every science, whether you know it or not, exists. If you are an art student and you know nothing about scientific calculations, does it mean those scientific calculations don't exist? No, you don't know. Similarly, even though I am in the science and I am a practitioner of that science, I may not know the entire science as such. So my level of knowledge and skill will be limited to my abilities. Because my abilities are inadequate, it cannot discredit the science. So when you say, do you believe in numerology, you are discrediting numerology as a science. You might have met a numerologist who gave you wrong results. You can blame the numerologist, तेरे को अक्कल नहीं, तेरे को ज्ञान नहीं. But you can't say numerology is bad or wrong. As a science, every science is perfect. Our knowledge of that science is inadequate.
So I was having a problem with this person in my society. So my friend, believing a lot in numerology, asked me, can you find out what his birth date was? So I found out it was on the 17th. She's saying 8. 8 number है मतलब टेढ़ा ही चलेगा.
8 नंबर है मतलब टेढ़ा ही चलेगा. So are you saying that 8 नंबर के आदमी का सब इंसान से पंगा होता है? Not true ना? आपके साथ पंगा हुआ होगा because your numerology birth number may be antagonistic to number 8. तो आपके साथ नहीं बनती है. लेकिन 8 नंबर का किसी के साथ बनता होगा. तो 8 नंबर टेढ़ा है is writing off that all the dogs on earth are dogs. कुत्ते हैं, कमीने हैं. Kutta Kamina is a dialogue in Bollywood movies. But we all love dogs and we all have dogs as pets. तो कमीना कैसे हो गया? नैरेटिव हो गया ना वो. तो ये 8 नंबर का एक नैरेटिव सेट कर दिया है कि वो सब टेढ़े होते हैं. 8 नंबर सब टेढ़े होते हैं is not the law. It is your experience with 8 number that is टेढ़ा. Doesn't make 8 number टेढ़ा.
Okay.
Get it?
So it's very relative.
Naturally, if you are a child who grew up watching Dharmendra and Bollywood movies, कुत्ते कमीने, the minute you look at a dog कमीना, हो गया ना, सेटिंग हो गया, नैरेटिव आपने कुत्ता कमीना लगा दिया. But dogs are the most loyal and loving animals a human being can experience. Fact of life. तो कमीना कैसे हो गया?
Since you're saying numerology is a science, can numerology define a person?
What do you mean by define?
So we are believing in numerology because it must be stating something about that person.
Yeah, it states your characteristics. What is a horoscope? When you say zodiac signs, what is that? It is characteristics, right? And then there is some element of prediction of the future based on the science of astrology, right? So numerology, astrology, these are all sciences. I, as the astrologer, depending on my depth of knowledge and experience, can be an accurate astrologer or a way of astrologer. So my knowledge of astrology being weak, my predictions go haywire. The same applies to numerologist. My knowledge of numerology being weak, I can go wrong in describing a character belonging to the category 8. So when you say 8, then you have 8, 17 and 26. These are the 3 birth dates that any person can have, which will give you a numerological number of 8. Now what is this characterization based on? It is based on inputs. So this numerologist must have studied several people of the birth number 8, the numerology 8. And he must have siphoned out all the common characteristics that a person 8 displays. So based on the common characteristics, he has formed an opinion for a number 8 person. Ki number 8 person will have these things. So the same is true for all other numbers. That is what is numerology all about. If you say what is the logic, then probably I'm not an expert on numerology, so I don't know what the logic would be. But most of our traditional Indian sciences are based on characterization of commonalities. So if you are born in a particular month, so let's say you are a Gemini or a Taurian or a Capricorn, then all Capricornians display these characteristics. So if you fit into that bracket of Capricorn, then these are your characteristics. And by and large, they will be true. Now you come to specifics कि आपको इस साल में, इस महीने में, इस तारीख में ये बीमारी होने वाली है. And now you are talking of a very high level of astrology or a high level of numerology. Is the person really that knowledgeable, we don't know. As much as we don't know how good or how bad a doctor is when he diagnoses you with a particular ailment. And that's why even with empirical sciences, आपको advice दिया जाता है, take a second opinion. Now you've gone to a very reputed doctor, known as a reputed cardiologist in your city. He has given his opinion about your heart condition, and yet your friends, relatives will tell you, दूसरा opinion ले ले. So the mistrust element is as much existing in pure sciences as it is existing in these so-called traditional sciences.
Like, does numerology also extend to inanimate things? Like, you know, when a person buying a car, they will first tally the number. Is it a good number? Will we meet with accidents and all that? Does it also matter?
It is actually not about the car or the house or whatever you are buying. It is about you. So basically, your numerology is centered around you. Otherwise, you would buy any car, no? Any car with any number or any house with any number. What you are actually searching for is no calamities and joy in associating with that inanimate object. Isn't it?
Yeah.
The same thing is with gemstones. Certain gemstones do not agree with your personality. So the person who is an expert in gemstones will say, don't wear this ring, or wear this ring in this particular finger, or have a particular carat of stones. So it is true of any science. It is the knowledge of the scientist, his experience, the depth of the subject, which will determine how it affects you in your life. You are trusting an agent of the science. You understand? Now the agent can be genuine and honest, but not knowledgeable. And the agent can be knowledgeable and dishonest, and he can cheat you. True in any field. So I don't know why this fixation or fascination about disbelief in such sciences which do not have the approval of the Western world.
Okay. Actually, I wanted to ask this question. When we bought a car, my friend told me, Sushma, ये number plate नहीं लेना चाहिए था. It is a bad number. You will meet with accidents unnecessarily.
So how often have you seen that your friend is right?
No, in this instance, she was right.
That you didn't meet with an accident?
We did. Unnecessarily, like my car was parked at the signal and, you know, एक scooter आया, brush करके चला गया.
कुछ नुकसान हुआ क्या?
It did have a mark on my car.
On your car, ना? आपको कुछ नुकसान हुआ क्या? People तो मर जाते हैं कार में. आपको तो कुछ नुकसान नहीं. खरोंच पे आपका निकल गया. So that car is lucky for you. आपकी न्यूमरोलॉजी बोलती है अनलकी. अनलकी होती तो आप उस कार में बैठी रहती और आपका उधर कचूमर हो जाता था. दैट इज अनलक. कार के आपको स्क्रैच आया. थैंक योर स्टार्स, थैंक योर ब्लेसिंग्स दैट यू वेंट unscathed. This is the problem with human beings, that you make a mountain out of a molehill. मेरे कार को स्क्रैच आया. अरे ठीक है, मेरे शरीर पे एक भी खरोंच नहीं आई. वाओ, दैट कार इज लकी फॉर मी. ऐसा भी सोच सकते हो ना. नहीं सोचा आपने. आपने क्या सोचा? हाँ, मेरा फ्रेंड वाज राइट, न्यूमरोलॉजिकल, माय कार इज बैड. आई वुड से योर कार इज एक्सट्रीमली गुड, दैट नंबर इज एक्सट्रीमली लकी फॉर यू. अभी आपकी सोच बदलो. So we get guided by illogical people or illogical deductions from the observations. So let us not indulge in the realm of ignorance. Let's indulge in the realm of knowledge. If numerology is a science and you need to understand numerology, then spend some time in understanding what is the basis or the principle of that science. You need not study numerology, but understand the basis. उसमें कुछ logic है क्या? 2 + 2, can it ever be 5? It's a perfect mathematical science. 2 + 2 is always 4. It will never give you 5 or any other figure. You can say 2 + 2 is 22 because I put 2 besides 2. Then you're not doing 2 + 2. You're doing 2 besides 2. Then that is 22. But whenever you add 2 + 2, you will always get 4. So it's a perfect science. It will put it on any computer, put it on any calculator, you will never get a different answer. You will always get 4. So if the answer is consistent, then it is a science. So if you apply this logic, then numerology is a science. How much do I indulge in it? How much do I believe in it? Is your choice. It's as everything is individual choice. I would say that exercise your choice in making your life happy, peaceful, successful, healthy. Exercise that choice instead of indulging your time in activities which create more confusion. You want to destroy your confusion? Pratibimb Charitable Trust, www.pratibimbtrust.com. Life and Breath is the program. Do that program and get the clutter out of your mind.